Welcome to the mini story for First Battle. This is AJ. Let's get started. Lassiter is a meticulous person. He loves accounting. He loves money. He gets giddy about counting pennies. Lassiter works with a guy named Ghana. Ghana hates accounting. He thinks it's drudgery. Ghana is an outlandish guy who loves to party and drink and laugh. Both Lassiter and Ghana work at the same job. They are accountants. One day, Lassiter argues with Ghana. Lassiter says, "Life doesn't revolve around parties, Ghana. You need to be more careful with your work." Ghana laughs and says, "You're so boring. Life should be jubilant and fun always." Then Ghana takes a beer out of his desk and throws it to Lassiter. "Drink this," he says, "then you'll have more fun at work." Lassiter drinks the beer, and he feels much happier. Work seems much more fun now. Lassiter says, "We're friends now. We have good camaraderie. Thanks, Ghana. I'm going to drink every day at work and enjoy life for its own sake." Ghana and Lassiter eventually become full-fledged alcoholics, but they enjoy their jobs. All right, let's go back to the beginning, this time with questions. Lassiter is a meticulous person. Is Lassiter a very, very careful person? Yes, that's right. Lassiter is a meticulous person. Does Lassiter like small details? Yes, that's exactly right. Lassiter is a meticulous person. He likes very small details. He's very careful about small details. Is Ghana a meticulous person? No, Ghana is not a meticulous person. Is Ghana or Lassiter a meticulous person? Well, Lassiter is a meticulous person. Who is a meticulous person? Well, of course, Lassiter is a meticulous person. Is Ghana a meticulous person, or is Lassiter a meticulous person? Well, of course, it's Lassiter. Lassiter is a meticulous, careful person. He loves accounting. He loves money. He gets giddy about counting pennies. Does Lassiter love to count pennies? Yes, he does. He loves to count pennies. Does he feel a little bit nervous and excited when he counts pennies? Yes, that's right. Lassiter feels giddy when he counts pennies. He feels nervous and excited when he counts pennies. Does Ghana feel giddy about counting pennies? No, Ghana does not enjoy counting pennies. He doesn't get nervous. He doesn't get excited about counting pennies. Who gets nervous about counting pennies? Who gets giddy about counting pennies? Who gets excited about counting pennies? Well, Lassiter, of course. Lassiter gets giddy about counting pennies. Does Lassiter get giddy about going to parties? No, Lassiter does not get giddy about going to parties. When does Lassiter become giddy? Well, Lassiter becomes giddy when he counts money. He counts dollars and quarters and pennies. That's when he gets giddy. Lassiter works with a guy named Ghana. Ghana hates accounting. He hates math. He hates small details. Ghana is not a meticulous person. He thinks accounting is drudgery. Does Ghana think accounting is a boring job? Yes, that's right. He thinks it's drudgery. He thinks accounting is drudgery. He thinks accounting is very boring, hard, and no fun. Ghana thinks accounting is drudgery. Does Lassiter think accounting is drudgery? No, not Lassiter. Lassiter loves accounting. He does not think it's drudgery. Who thinks accounting is drudgery? Well, Ghana. Ghana thinks accounting is drudgery. Does Lassiter think accounting is drudgery, or does Ghana think accounting is drudgery? Well, it's Ghana. Ghana thinks accounting is drudgery. What does Ghana think is drudgery? Well, Ghana thinks accounting is drudgery. Why? Well, because Ghana is an outlandish guy who loves to party and drink and laugh. Is Ghana a quiet man? No, he's an outlandish man. He loves to laugh and drink and talk and be a little bit crazy and fun. Ghana is an outlandish guy. He loves to party. Yeah! Is Lassiter an outlandish guy? No, Lassiter is not outlandish. Lassiter is meticulous, careful, and calm. Ghana is outlandish. Who is outlandish? Well, of course, Ghana is outlandish. Is Ghana outlandish at work, at his job? Yes, he is. Ghana is outlandish at his job. Is Ghana outlandish at home? Yes, he's still crazy and fun at home. He's outlandish at home, and he's outlandish at work. He always loves to party and drink and laugh and have fun. One day at work, Lassiter argues with Ghana. He says to Ghana, "Look, Ghana, life doesn't revolve around parties." Does Lassiter think parties are the most important thing in life? No, Lassiter does not think parties are the center of life. He does not think parties are most important in life. He says life does not revolve around parties. Life doesn't revolve around parties. Does Ghana think that life revolves around parties? Well, yeah, Ghana does. Ghana thinks life revolves around parties. He thinks parties are the most important. He thinks parties are in the center of life, the most important thing in life. So for Ghana, life revolves around parties. Does life revolve around parties for Lassiter? No, life doesn't revolve around parties for Lassiter. For Lassiter, what does life revolve around? Well, for Lassiter, life revolves around work. Work is most important. So Lassiter says, work. That's what life revolves around. Life revolves around work. Life does not revolve around parties. He tells Ghana, you need to be more careful and meticulous with your work. Ghana laughs. He says, Lassiter, you are so boring. Life should be jubilant and fun, always. Does Ghana always want to be happy? Yes, he does. Ghana always wants to be jubilant. Very, very happy and fun and excited. Does Ghana think life should always be jubilant? Yes, he does. Ghana thinks life should always be jubilant. He thinks all people should be jubilant all the time. Does Lassiter think life should always be jubilant? No, he doesn't. Lassiter thinks life must always be hard work. Life must always be serious. Lassiter is not jubilant, but Ghana is jubilant. So which person is more jubilant, Ghana or Lassiter? Well, of course, Ghana is more jubilant. He's always jubilant, and Lassiter almost never. Okay, so Ghana tells him life should be jubilant and fun always. Then Ghana takes a beer out from his desk, and he throws it to Lassiter, and he says, Lassiter, drink this. Then you'll have more fun at work. Lassiter drinks the beer, and he feels much happier. Work seems much more fun now. He says to Ghana, Ghana, we are friends now. We have good camaraderie. Thanks, Ghana. Do Lassiter and Ghana feel like they are friends? Yes, yes, they have camaraderie. They have a feeling of friendship. Lassiter and Ghana have camaraderie. In the past, did Lassiter and Ghana have camaraderie? No, in the past they did not feel they were friends, but now they feel like friends. Now they have camaraderie. Who does Lassiter have camaraderie with? Lassiter has camaraderie with Ghana, of course. And who does Ghana have camaraderie with? Ghana has camaraderie with Lassiter. They have camaraderie with each other. They both have a feeling of friendship with each other. So, he says, we have good camaraderie now. Thanks, Ghana. Then Lassiter says, I'm going to drink every day at work, and I'm going to enjoy life for its own sake. Is Lassiter going to enjoy life just to live? Yeah, that's right. He's going to enjoy it for its own sake. He's going to enjoy life by itself. Just living he's going to enjoy. Not some other reason, not some other reason. He's going to enjoy life for its own sake. Is he going to enjoy drinking for its own sake? Yeah, I guess so. He just likes drinking. He's not drinking for some goal. He's not going to make more money because he's drinking. He's just drinking for its own sake, just because it's fun. Is he going to enjoy life for its own sake? Yes, he's just going to have fun in life. He's not going to try to get some serious goal. He's going to enjoy life for its own sake. And finally, Ghana and Lassiter eventually become full-fledged alcoholics. Do they become total alcoholics? Yes, that's right. They become 100% alcoholics. They become full alcoholics. They become full-fledged alcoholics. Do Ghana and Lassiter become full-fledged workaholics? No, not workaholics. Workaholic means you work and work and work too much, like many people in Japan. But full-fledged alcoholics means you drink too much. Drinking. Ghana and Lassiter are not full-fledged workaholics. They are full-fledged alcoholics. Who is a full-fledged alcoholic? Well, Ghana is a full-fledged alcoholic. Who else is a full-fledged alcoholic? Well, Lassiter is also a full-fledged alcoholic. Are they both full-fledged alcoholics? Yes, they are. They are both full-fledged alcoholics. Ghana and Lassiter become full-fledged alcoholics. But they enjoy their jobs every day now. All right, now one more time. I'm going to pause after key phrases. Just copy my pronunciation. Say the phrase and copy my pronunciation. Let's go. Lassiter is a meticulous person. Lassiter is a meticulous person. He loves math and accounting. He gets giddy about counting pennies. He gets giddy about counting pennies. Lassiter works with a guy named Ghana. Ghana hates accounting. He thinks it's drudgery. He thinks it's drudgery. Ghana is an outlandish guy. Ghana is an outlandish guy. He loves to party and drink and laugh. One day at work, Lassiter argues with Ghana. He says to Ghana, life doesn't revolve around parties. Life doesn't revolve around parties. You need to be more careful and meticulous with your work. Ghana laughs, and he says, you are so boring, Lassiter. Life should be jubilant and fun, always. Life should be jubilant and fun, always. Then Ghana takes a beer out of his desk and throws it to Lassiter. Drink this, he says, then you'll have more fun at work. Lassiter drinks the beer and feels much happier. Work is much more fun now. Finally, Lassiter says, we are friends now. We have good camaraderie. We have good camaraderie. Camaraderie. Thanks, Ghana. I'm going to drink every day at work and enjoy life for its own sake. And enjoy life for its own sake. Ghana and Lassiter eventually become full-fledged alcoholics. Ghana and Lassiter eventually become full-fledged alcoholics. But they enjoy their jobs. Okay, now please pause and try to tell all of the story yourself. Try to tell all of the story and use the vocabulary correctly. You don't need to remember every word, but do try to use the correct phrases and words. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.